I'm Patrick Smith, and welcome to today's segment of Gov Conversations with Dan Patterson, VP of Product Strategy at Deltek. Today we'll be discussing project failure. It's not what you think.
Given how mature the tools for planning and scheduling are today, why is it that projects continue to deliver late and over budget?
That's a great question. I think as an industry, we are suffering from two fundamental flaws. Firstly, in the last 5 years, the tools have focused on collaboration. More and more team members being able to collaborate and communicate on building a project plan. The downside to that has been that the tools are now immensely complicated. It's actually harder to sit down and create an accurate forecast or a plan in a scheduling tool than it was 10 years ago. Secondly, historically, the tools haven't focused or allowed or accounted for risk and uncertainty. They've all operated in what we call a very deterministic environment. Well, the real world, real projects don't operate in a deterministic environment.
So what would your vision be for fixing this?
Sure. So I think it's as simple as really a three-pronged attack or approach. I think firstly, we need to enable the planning community with tools that, first of all, help with what we call the structural integrity of the schedule. Checks and balances or metrics or KPIs that help guide us through that treacherous process of putting a project plan together. Secondly, we need to better account for uncertainty. So again, when a project team is sitting down developing a plan and they're looking at budgets or they're looking at duration estimates, giving them tools and guidance around making sure that those estimates are more and more realistic. Thirdly, the tools need to account for risk. They need to account for, if you like, the anti-plan. Today, projects do use the likes of risk registers. They track risk events, but what they're not doing is then incorporating those risks, those risk events, back into the schedule to help establish a much more realistic forecast going into execution.
So that sounds really interesting. Is it a software solution or a methodology?
It's actually a methodology against which we've developed a software solution. So it's a 5-state, 4-step methodology. S1 is really nothing more than business as usual, using your scheduling tool of choice. S2 is the checks and balances that I mentioned. It's the metrics ensuring that you have a structurally sound schedule. S3 is the risk adjustment. It's developing a risk model, running a risk analysis. It's recalibrating your schedule to take into account those potential threats and also potential opportunities during execution as well. Where this methodology really wins is S4, S5. S4 is it's looking at opportunities to further accelerate and optimize the schedule, and it pinpoints and focuses on the risk hotspots that were identified during the risk analysis in S3. Now, really to close the loop on this, S5, it's the human factor. It's the team participation. It's the team buying into the suggestions, the mitigations that the model has put forward in the previous steps. Again, it's ensuring buy-in from the team, which then helps with buy-in during execution.
So of the folks that have implemented this, what are the results so far?
Sure. So the methodology has been established now for just over 3 years. Again, close to 200 projects have adopted not only the methodology but also the tool set as part of the methodology. And as you can see from the graphic, the results are nothing short of amazing. These projects are very large investments, both with regards to time and also capital expenditure. And every single one of these projects using the S1, S5 has managed to complete the project not only on time, but also to budget as well.